Hey, I'm Liz, and this is Pancakes Makes. Get comfy and let's hang out for a bit. This is episode 1 of my Building Stardew Valley series, and as you can tell from the title, I've chosen a bit of a contentious character for this inaugural episode, and that's Pam. Now, is she anyone's favorite character? No, probably not. Is she one of players' least favorite characters? Yeah, this is probably true for a majority of people and for valid reasons, so she comes off as a bit abrasive, and you know what, Pam? Same here, no shame. Her heavy drinking is definitely a problem, and she and her daughter, Penny, have an unhealthy dynamic going on there for sure. What's up, Pam? The name's Pam. Don't be a jerk and we'll get along fine. Well, Pam, I think there's a bit more to friendship than just not being a jerk to someone, but that's generally some good advice to follow. Although I will say, Pam, that leading by example is also a great thing to do, and I'm just gonna leave that there. Oh yeah, there are plenty of reasons not to be a fan of hers, and although I haven't heard of anyone really liking Pam all that much, I am sure there must be some fans out there. So if you are one of the few Pam stans out in the world, go ahead and let us know why in the comments. I would be very curious to hear what your thoughts are on her. Now, with all that being said, you may be wondering why then did I choose to make the very first episode in this series on Pam's trailer? Well, I have two reasons for you. One is that with Pam being a character that many players have negative feelings towards, and with me being a person who likes to question popular opinions and push against those a little bit, giving her the limelight for this episode just feels right. And reason number 2 is that this is my very first video, and Pam's trailer just seemed like an easier build to tackle for it. Hey, Penny. So now that we've gotten a good look at this build in Stardew Valley, let's go ahead and jump into The Sims 4. When I picture Pam's trailer, I think dated, a bit run down, somewhat tacky, and overall rough around the edges. So pretty much a reflection of its owner. I also wanted to add a bit of kitschiness to this build, as I feel that Pam would have some of that in her taste, and maybe a little for Penny as well. You can see this in the lovely flip-flop lights, flamenco chairs, and gnomes outside. I imagine Pam trying to infuse that sort of cringy Margaritaville vibe into her home now that she's on a sort of permanent vacation from employment. She just wants to be chilling on a lazy river, sipping an alcoholic beverage, but can't afford it, so she got an inflatable kiddie pool in her backyard instead. With the landscaping, I made it very unkempt and overgrown with weeds. We've got trash scattered around like we see in that area in Stardew Valley. I don't think Pam was ever one to be much into gardening or decorating, but once she lost her job, I feel she really stopped caring and just let things fall into disrepair. Keeping with the dated, grungy vibes inside, we've got dingy carpet and linoleum with wood paneling on the walls, and hey, no shade to wood paneling, I actually like it. The living room features that iconic big green couch that looks like it was stolen from a truck stop diner, and hey, maybe it was. I could definitely see Pam hitchhiking at truck stops and causing some havoc in her youth. I think it's quite challenging for Penny to keep this place clean because of how old and cheap everything is, as well as how messy I imagine Pam being. The dining area looks a bit different from how it does in Stardew Valley, but a full dining booth just wouldn't fit here, so I kept it simple with an old table and cheap chairs to match the aesthetic of the rest of this build. Throughout the trailer we have more flip-flop lights, neon signs, and plenty of Pam's juice cans lying around. In their home in Stardew Valley, there's only one purple bedroom, which belongs to Penny, and there's none for Pam. So I took some liberties here by squeezing in 2 bedrooms on this side of the trailer and making Pam's room the purple one instead. Penny's room has a much more fresh and cutesy look with plenty of books around. She also keeps it quite tidy compared to the rest of the house, as it's probably the only room she doesn't have to contend with Pam's habits in. That's pretty much the whole build. I think I did a good job of capturing the essence of Pam's trailer without copying it exactly, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's watch some scenes of it in live mode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. I have plenty more builds in this series coming, so if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Remember to be kind to yourself today, and I'll see you next time.